Hi children, how are you all? Hope everyone is fine. Yeah. Children, for grade 10 chemistry in the previous we discussed about 3 different chapters. Out of them the first one was chemical reactions and equations, and the next one acids, bases and salts, and the 5th chapter we discussed later after those two, that was periodic classification of elements. Okay. Now today we are going to discuss about metals and non-metals. Children, you know very well from the periodic classification of elements you understood that total number of elements present in the earth crust or else available in the nature are how many? 118. Okay. Out of 118, if you broadly classify those elements into 2 groups, that is nothing but metals and non-metals. And even one more is there, that is the metalloids. We detail discuss about the metalloids later. In this chapter, we are going to discuss about metals and non-metals. Okay. In this chapter, we are going to understand about metals and non-metals, their physical properties as well as the chemical properties, and how those metals and non-metals react to each other and how they react with the different elements and other compounds. Apart from those, we are going to understand how to extract the metals profitably, which is nothing but metallurgy. That topic also we are going to learn in this chapter. Okay. So first let us see the physical properties of the elements. So here when we are talking about the physical property is nothing but which we can identify by seeing it or observing or by changing the color or the state, or which can be identified easily without any other support. Okay. So here we understand about the physical properties of the metals as well as the non-metals. So before going to understand those few points, keywords we have to understand. Out of them, the first one is malleability. What is that? Malleability. Malleability is nothing but the property of any of the substance by hitting on it. If we are making it into the thin sheets, if by hitting any substance, if it is making it into the thin sheet without breaking, that property is nothing but malleability. Okay. And the next property is ductility. What is the next one? Ductility. Ductility is nothing but the property of making the substance into thin wires, drawing them into the wires, string. That is nothing but the ductility. And the next one is the third property, lustrous. Lustrous nature. Lustrous is nothing but luster, very shiny. Shining nature is nothing but lustrous. And the next property is sonorous. Sonorous means if any substance falls on the floor or any substance is hit by any other hard substance, then that will be giving out the ringing sound. Ringing sound. That is nothing but sonorous. Okay. And the next property here we are going to understand is conductivity. Here in the conductivity, 2 kinds of conductivity we discuss. One is conductivity of the electricity and conductivity of the heat. Okay. So all these 5 properties, how we can classify them into the metals and the non-metals, how these will be different in metals and non-metals, we are going to understand. Children, you all know very well about metal means the first thing coming to your mind is gold, silver, copper, iron, sodium, potassium, so many elements coming into your mind. And children, you know one thing? So many elements are in the metal state. So many elements are metals, but all the metals are mostly in the solid form. All the elements except one metal. Okay? All the elements are in the solid form except one element of the metal which is in the liquid form. What is that metal which is in the liquid form? Yes, your guess is right, mercury. Mercury is a metal which is in the liquid state. Rest all metals are in the solid form. Okay? And when come to the non-metals, total 22 non-metals only we are having. Total 22 non-metals only we are having. Out of 22 non-metals, children, out of 22 non-metals, most of the non-metals are existing in the liquid form, gaseous form or the solid form. But only one non-metal, that one non-metal is only in the liquid form. That non-metal is bromine. Out of 118 elements in the periodic table, only 2 elements are existing in the liquid state. One is in the metal, one is in the non-metal. The element in the metal which is in the liquid state is mercury, and the element in the non-metal which is in the liquid state is bromine. Okay, now come to this topic. Okay, malleability. And children, we all know very well, metals can be made into thin sheets. Metals can be made into thin sheets. The best malleable metal is silver. What is that? Silver. Ag, argentum. Okay, the Latin name of silver is argentum. The symbol for this silver taken from its Latin name Ag. Okay, so this silver is the best malleable substance. Okay, and even gold also can be made into the thin sheets. Gold also can be made into thin sheets. Than the gold, silver is the best malleable material. Okay, and other elements, aluminium, copper, zinc, all those also can be made into thin sheets. Okay, children? Okay, so the metals are having a malleable nature. The best example, and you all very much fond of sweets. I know very well, even me too. Okay, so when you visit any of the sweet stall, you can see so many sweets are wrapped with some silvery foil, which is nothing but aluminium foil. They say that it is a silver foil. Okay, so because silver is made into very thin sheet, and sometimes those will be made wrapped. And if you go to any of the provision stores or anything, or tiffin centers or any of takeaway centers where the food will be packed and all. And or else if you go and get some chapati puri or something from the stall, any of the hotel, generally they wrap the chapati or the puri in, or the roti or parota in one kind of sheet. What is the sheet? Aluminium foil. Yes? If that nature is not there for the metals, if this nature is not there, we cannot make them into the thin sheets. Okay? So, we can consider metals are very good malleable substances. Got it, children? When it comes to the non-metals, you cannot make the non-metals into thin sheets. Children, can you give some examples of non-metals? Yes, your guess is right. Oxygen, nitrogen, fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, yes, carbon, nitrogen, yes, like that. So many elements we are having which are non-metals. Those non-metals do not have the malleable nature. What do you mean by malleability? Making the substances by heating on it into a thin sheet is nothing but malleability. Okay, now come to the second property, ductility. Ductility is nothing but making them into the thin wires, drawing them into the thin wires. Okay, like a string. And we all very well know about copper wires. If you see electrical cables and all those, inside maybe aluminium or the copper are used. Okay, so that means metals can be made into thin wires very easily. Metals are made into thin wires very easily. Even gold, if you observe, if you see the gold ornaments and all those, sometimes the gold will be made into thin wire and they will be using that one to prepare beautiful ornaments. If it cannot be drawn into wires, if it is breaking while it is drawing into the wires, that can be not used for making beautiful jewelry. Okay, so metals are very good, ductile. But when it comes to the non-metals, those are non-ductile, means no element of non-metals can be drawn into the wires or the strings. And come to the third property, lustrous. Lustrous is nothing but shining nature. Shining nature. Okay? So the shining nature, if you take any of the metal and if it is freshly cut, the freshly cut surface of any metal if you see, that is very shiny. Very, very shiny. The best example, gold and silver and copper or anything if you take, the fresh substance or the newly, that means which is mined from the earth and it is taken out, and if we try to cut it, the freshly cut surface is very shiny. You are known better than anyone else. Gold and silver you might have seen. Those are very shining. Okay? So metals are very lustrous. Very shiny. And when it comes to the non-metals, non-metals are non-lustrous. But when we are talking about the non-lustrous, one element in non-metal which is iodine. Which is iodine. Except this iodine, remaining all are non-lustrous. But iodine has a property. It is an exception. One exception case for the non-metals, which is iodine, which is having the shining nature. Okay? And come to the fourth property. The fourth property is sonorous. And in the previous class I just was saying about it. If you drop any coin, 1 rupee coin, 2 rupee coin or 5 rupee coin, if you drop it, then it won't stop giving sound. It continues giving sound slowly, it will be coming to the end. The sound slowly vanishing. That itself is nothing but the ringing sound, nothing but sonorous. Any metal or else in the kitchen, by mistake, if any glass or a tumbler dropped from the hands, slipped from the hands, what do we do immediately? We try to close our ears because the sound continues for minimum of 10 seconds. It rings in the ears and which will be little boring and difficult to bear it. Yes or no? So that is the sonorous nature. And children, some of the people, those who are Hindus, will visit the temples. When they are getting into the temple, they will see one bell. They give the bell for bell, and that bell also, once it is hit, it will be just giving a ringing sound. And if you see any of the alarm calling bells and all those, not the electric calling bells, but button calling bells we used to have. In the school also we are having one big bell, round shape, one disc will be, and there will be some hammer hitting on it continuously. Yes, that is the metal that gives out the sound. That sonorous is there. That is nothing but sonorous. Okay, that is there for the metals. But when it comes to the non-metals, there is no such property. Okay, now come to the fifth property, which is very, very important property, conductivity. Here conductivity are two types. One is electrical conductivity and second one is thermal conductivity. Electrical conductivity means if the substance conducts the electricity through it from one end to the another end. If a substance conducts the electricity from one end to the another end, then we say that is good conductor of electricity. Okay? And thermal conductivity means if a substance, if you take any substance which is very long, okay, and if you just keep one end on the flame, if after some time if you are able to get the heat to your hand, if the heat is transferred from one end to the another end to the hand, then we say the heat is conducted from one end to the another end. That substance conducts the heat. Utensils, the best example, the kitchen, suppose sometime when cooking is going on, your mother suddenly asks you to just see that the cooking, that means the rice or the curry, is it completely cooked or not, and water is left over. Then when you try to go there, it is already covered with the lid, let us think, aluminum plate, otherwise steel, stainless steel. Then immediately when you are trying to touch it, you feel burning sensation. That is nothing but the flame is at the bottom of the container, but whereas the lid is on the top of the container, unless and until the flame is carried by the vessel and reaching to the plate, you will not get heat. That means it is carrying to the hands. That is nothing but the conductivity of heat. So all the metals are very good conductors of electricity and heat. Okay, and we see all the cables, electric cables and everything which are made of aluminum and the copper. Those are very good conductors. The best conductor of electricity is silver and gold. But those are very expensive, we cannot use in the devices. Okay, so we use aluminum, which is very most abundant element. We can use that. Okay, and thermal conductivity, all the utensils made of aluminum we use in the kitchen. When it comes to the non-metals, when we are talking about the electrical conductivity, very specific nature for the carbon we have to discuss. Very unique property that carbon is having. Carbon is having allotropes. Okay, carbon is having many allotropes. Okay, one of them is graphite, second one is diamond, graphite, diamond, and fullerene. These are the three allotropes of carbon. Out of these three allotropes, if you see graphite is very good conductor of electricity. Okay, that graphite is using in the electric dry cells. Okay, or as electrodes, that graphite can be used. Okay, so except the graphite, this electrical conductivity is not there for the rest, but except carbon. Carbon is in the form of, what is that? Graphite. It is a good conductor of electricity. Okay, and when it comes to the thermal conductivity, there is no non-metal conducts the electrical, not conduct any thermal conductivity. Okay, children? Yes, children. And here the sixth property, physical property is melting point and the boiling points. The melting and boiling points. When we are talking about the metals are having very high melting and boiling points. Metals are having high melting and boiling points. Let us take the example of iron. Iron is having greater than 1500 degrees Celsius melting point. Greater than 1500, around 1538 degrees Celsius melting point. If you take the example of copper, it is greater than 1000 degrees Celsius, its melting point is. Okay, so these are having very high melting and boiling points. But at the same time, there are some exceptions. If you take the examples of sodium and potassium, their melting points are less than 100 degrees Celsius. These are the exemptions. Okay, some exceptions. Sodium and potassium are less than 100 degrees Celsius. But cesium and gallium, those are having less than 40 degrees Celsius. And if you take cesium or the gallium into your palm and with your hand temperature, the body temperature, those will get evaporate. That means some elements like cesium, gallium and potassium and sodium, which are having a lesser boiling points. When it comes to the non-metals, all the non-metals are having low boiling point and melting point, except there is also one exceptional rule. That exception is diamond. Very good, diamond. The one of the allotropes of carbon is diamond. The diamond's melting point, 3500 degrees Celsius. The melting point of diamond is 3500 degrees Celsius. This is an exception. Okay? And come to the next one, density. When we are talking about the density, all the metals are solid state now, by default, those are having high density. High densities compared with the non-metals. And when we are talking about the non-metals, low density compared with the metals. Okay? And come to the next one, hardness. Hardness are nothing but the strength, strongness and all that. When we are saying about the hardness, the word comes to our mind or the thought comes to our mind is metals are very strong and very hard. Yes? Yeah, you are exactly right. But even for that we are having some exceptions. Okay? Sodium and potassium, which are the highly reactive elements, we can cut them even with a knife. With the knife we can cut them, sodium and potassium, those are the soft. Okay, except those two remaining all very hard. You know very well gold and iron, all the material for the building constructions or any other strong substances to be made or strong things to be made. We generally prefer what? Iron or the steel. Steel is nothing but one kind of alloy of the iron. Iron with the carbon is nothing but the steel. Okay, so we prefer only the metals. But in the metals also, two elements, those are sodium and potassium, which are very soft, we can cut them with knife. Okay, and when it comes to the non-metals, those are soft, but there is exception, the diamond. And the diamond is the only known natural substance which is hardest than the metals also. Okay, diamond is the hardest than the metals also. Only the diamond, that is the exception thing. Okay, and come to the next one, color. Almost all the metals are greyish color, except copper and gold. Gold is in yellow color and copper is reddish brown. But rest all only in the greyish color. All the metals are silvery greyish color. And when it comes to the non-metals, these are available in multiple colors. Multiple. Carbon is black in color, sulfur is yellowish in color. Like that, if you take different material, different colors those are having. Okay? it is having many colors. Okay, it is having grey color, silvery grey color, except gold and copper. Copper is reddish brown and gold is yellowish color. Okay children, by these physical characteristic features we understood. Okay.